Welcome back, socialites, and if you're new, I'm Ariell. I do mainly beauty videos, fragrance, and a little bit of lifestyle. So today's video, I'm so excited, y'all. I'm doing the try on of the Sephora haul that I did. So all the makeup I picked up during the Sephora sale, we're gonna try it on and see how it looks on. Some of this stuff, we really need to see how it looks on, you know what I mean? So we're gonna start off with the Clinique Moisture Surge 100 Hour Moisturizer, which is really my go-to. Love, love, love. So we're gonna apply this and let it sit for about 2 minutes before we move on. Now, I also picked up the Rhode glazing milk during the sale, which I love. Because I'm using a foundation that's already luminous on its own, I don't want to use this today, but we'll use it on tomorrow's video. In the meantime, check out the video that I've already tried it. I think on like 2 or 3 videos I've already used it. So we're going to close up these pores right here on our cheeks because I want it really smooth. I'm going to use the Glow Recipe Pore Smoothing Drops. And the more I use this, you guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and repurchase it before the sale is over, because what I'm learning is with age, you get pores. It's nothing I can do about it. And so over the past year, maybe about a year, I'm seeing them a little bit more. So when I apply makeup, I could really see it. Even like from my esthetician and research, they're like pores. Some of it could be hereditary, but a lot of it is just age. So you only need literally like 1 drop per area. And you can't apply too much of this. I've applied too much of this before. I knew it was too much, but I still worked it in and it started peeling on me. So really 1 drop per area is all you need. Similar to the moisturizer, I let this soak in for about 2 minutes or so, and you will immediately see it sort of shrink and just smooth over. Okay, y'all, for foundation, love this. So I'm in the shade 20N, which works really well for me. And we're gonna take 1 pump, and this is a true neutral shade. Look at that. This is true neutral. Y'all know that every makeup brand doesn't make their neutrals like a true neutral. Such a pretty brown shade. Feels so creamy, almost like serum-like. Okay, this is the Sephora Collection number 88 foundation brush, which is one of my favorite foundation brushes from Sephora Collection. I bought a new one during the sale. Theirs was so fluffy in the store. I'm like, y'all's gotta be different. Let me get one of these. But it's just fluffy because so many people touch it, you know, manipulate the hairs. Because this new one looks exactly like my other 2 that I have, but there's no problem having another one in my collection. It blends out, you know, really smooth. This foundation I would still recommend for dry all the way to like normal combo, not necessarily oily skin types, even though this one is better for oily skin types than the Makeup by Mario original foundation, the luminous one. So it is a medium buildable formula, but to me it doesn't build up all the way to full coverage. Almost full coverage, but not quite full coverage. So for concealer, I picked up another shade of the new Makeup Forever concealer because I liked it that much that I wanted a brighter shade for inner corner. So this shade is 35NN, and then I have 3N54, which I'm gonna use to brighten. And y'all, looking at these together side by side, I really think that I want to go with a little bit brighter than this in the inner corner, but we're going to see how this looks. Deeper one here. This one feels really creamy and almost serum-like as well. Honestly, the consistency and texture feels similar to the Makeup by Mario foundation. I want a little bit extra like drama in the inner corners, and I'm going to take the new Sephora Collection number 40 brush, start blending the deeper shade first, and then the brighter shade, which I don't like this 40 brush for the inner corner. It's a little too big. Like, I feel like it's getting all over the place. So I'm going to take the Sephora Collection 56. This is much better to get that precision inner eye. This brush actually came, did this come in a set? No, I bought this separately. I thought this came in one of those 8-piece pro brush sets. And we're gonna eliminate that line of demarcation where we can see the foundation from the concealer. Let's soften that up. Sometimes you got to go back in with a little bit, a dab of your foundation and put it right on that line to soften it up, just about that much. And let's put it directly on the line. See how this just sort of eliminates the line of demarcation, makes it a smooth transition. Y'all, the base is impeccable. You can do the same thing with the top if you feel like you see a major difference between the foundation and concealer, or either, when you put your concealer and you feel like it starts taking over and you have too much brightness, just go in with a little dab of the foundation right on the edges and just bring that right back in. But you only need very, very little. Okay, y'all, so for the foundation stick, this is from Haus Labs. It's the Precision Sculpt Shaping Balm. I got this in the shade Silhouette. Silhouette was the lightest shade that I could get a definite contour with my skin. And it's cool tone, so it's definitely a contour and not a bronzer. So let's see if I need to go any deeper than this. I'll swatch it. And I'm only saying that because when I started blending it, I felt like, just on my hand, initially I felt like it sort of blended away. So this is one that you probably just barely tap to get a blend. You don't want to over blend this one. So let's see, I'm running my mouth too much. So let's put a little bit here. See how it has that cool, almost gray undertone? So this is a for sure contour. Bronzer shades are a little bit more warm than this, so that's the difference. And I typically do more bronzer than I do contour, but I'm not mad at it. And this feels really creamy. Y'all, like really buttery and creamy. Because this blends out so easily, I'm gonna use a little bit softer of a brush. I don't want anything too firm. This one is the BK Beauty 110. This is real soft. Like, I would use this with like a powder blush. That's how soft it is. And this is giving me a really great blend, so. I'm so used to seeing myself with a warmer contour shade. So I don't know how I feel about this, but we're gonna get the rest of the look done and then we'll kind of reassess how I feel about it. But I love how it just buttery smooth. It's called a balm, and I get it because it blends out like a balm would. So we're gonna try out the new Patrick Ta holiday set that comes with the gloss and the blush. The blush duo shade is on Holiday, and the name of the gloss shade is Warm Me Up. And I tried the gloss already. This formula is incredible. So I'm really wondering if they sell these separately. It feels different than the other ones that came out in previous years for holiday. It doesn't burn as much. You do feel that warm sort of minty sensation in it, but something in it is super sweet. These are super high shine, and it's very smooth and it's long lasting. So when I put it on, I'm one of those who does this all day when a gloss or a balm feels good and it never worn off. So that was interesting to see that. But we're gonna do cream first on one side and then the opposite on the other, because he does recommend powder first and then cream on top, but I want to test it out both ways. We're going in with the cream side first. Really pretty mauve shade, definitely my type of blush shade. And so I'm gonna set the highlighted areas with the one size powder. During the sale, I picked up a duo. It came with two, which my favorite shade is Ultra Pink. Well, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite. It's the only shade I have in one size, but this powder is my favorite powder. So I have Ultra Pink, but the set also came with translucent. So let's try out the translucent shade. I'm pretty sure that the formula is just as great as the pink one, just a different color, you know? So it comes out easy. I love that. You know how some small or travel size powders, you almost feel like you have to, because I was thinking I need to take this lid off of it, but it comes out super easy, so you may not have to do that. Making sure my under eyes is still smooth, which for the most part it is. I don't really have to touch up much. And I'm gonna take my puff and go right in. Love this formula. I love that it's not super dry. So if you have dry skin, I think you'll be okay with the One Size Ultimate Setting Powder. It's not like super matte or drying. There's still a little bit of hydration to it. For nose contour, I'm gonna use my Merit Complexion Stick in Tiger Eyes, because I don't want anything that cool tone like the Haus Labs stick for my nose area. To set all over, I'm going to use the new One Size Boucle press powder, Boucle silk powder. I originally got it in dark deep. It was too dark for me, so I picked up medium rich dark. So let's see how this does, and I am going to check back in with you guys later on so we can see like if it oxidized, how everything stood up, you know. This is my new powder brush that I picked up, which is the 50 brush from Sephora Collection. So going right in and going over that blush, pretty much going over everything. For bronzer, this is the Givenchy Prism Libre, and it's a pressed powder. I got it in the shade 3. They do have one shade that's deeper than this. It does come with this brush in there. I'm not gonna use that brush though. This is the shade. I'm gonna take my Sephora Pro brush. This is the 59 brush, and just swirl it through like all of the shades. The lightest gold in here has a little bit of radiance or sheen to it. It has a perfumey floral scent to it. It's softer. It's not like super pigmented. It's on the soft side, and all of these shades swirled together gives me more of like a warm, like a true bronzer that warms up my skin. And I'm gonna take that BK Beauty 110 and go in just the darker shade. So this look is gonna be all over the place, y'all, but I just wanna try this stuff out. Like, I'm literally just playing in makeup today. So I wanna see how just this shade alone looks. Okay, so you can go along to get a little bit stronger of a contour, but it's still on the softer side. Okay, so I'm gonna take this e.l.f. brush and go into this gold right here, because this gold has a little bit of like shimmery reflex in it. Let's go in just that portion right there. Okay, so can y'all tell the difference? Let me know in the comments, can y'all see this? Me being this close to the mirror right here in front of me, it looks like a really soft, subtle, not even shimmery, just a little bit of a sheen to it that reminds you something like an Hourglass ambient, but not quite as smooth as an ambient powder. So let's revisit the Patrick Ta Duo, Blush Duo in On Holiday. This is very similar to She Goes to the Gym. So if you have She Goes to the Gym, you definitely don't need this because they are so similar. So let's try the technique that Patrick Ta recommends that we do. So I'm gonna go back in with that 56 brush that we used initially. And we're gonna do the powder side first, because he recommends powder first, and then go over top with the cream to give you a little bit of a sheen. And with the cream, I'm gonna spread it around with the clean brush. If you have the Patrick Ta blush, do you wear it this way with the cream on top, or do you do the cream at the bottom and put the powder on top? Gives you sort of that radiant look with the cream on top. So let's go with the powder and put that on top. This powder is quite pigmented too, y'all. It's a smidge deeper than She Goes to the Gym, but not by a lot. Okay, so that's with the powder on top, and this is with the cream on top. Okay, so I'm gonna fill in my brows with my Merit Brow Pencil, which is the best pencil in Sephora. I would love for Merit to come out with this pencil a little bit lighter than this one. The shade that they have that's lighter than this is like too light. So if they could come out with a shade in between this shade and the shade next to this that's lighter, that would be great. But I feel like this one doesn't look terrible on me, especially because I bleached my brows or pre-lightened my brows. This one's in the shade dark brown. I'm gonna clean up my brows with the old Sephora Best Skin Ever, like their original formula. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Sephora Collection number 27 eyeshadow blending brush. Patrick Ta Essentials palette. This one is the deep palette. Either these two browns or these two browns. So going in with the lighter one, we're gonna use that sort of like a transition, and we're gonna do something a little fun today. We're gonna try one of those Violette FR eyeshadows that I hadn't got to try yet. Now, I didn't buy that during the sale. I bought it maybe like a few weeks or a month before the sale. I swatched a lot of the colors during the Shop With Me video. Okay, so I'm gonna take this brown right here and put a little bit in the outer. I don't want it to take over, but I do want to deepen it some. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush in that same dark brown and just pop a little in the inner corner. This brown looks identical to my top, and without going in any more product, I just want to kind of soften the edges with the brush. Okay, so the Violet FR, I think it's called Voo paint. This is the Twinkling Liquid Eyeshadow Plus Liner. So you can use this as a shadow or eyeliner, and it's like a greenish gold. That's the applicator. I'm gonna pop it right in that little negative space that we left right there. Wow. That is brilliant. And let's soften the edges. Wow, and it looks so good with chocolate brown. Beautiful. Really smooth. It doesn't go on like patchy or anything. It goes on like creamy and smooth. Okay, I'm just touching up the dark brown and softly connecting it over the top. Sephora Collection 12-Hour Pencil in Cocoa, which is like a rich brown. It does have sort of shimmery reflex, but the reflex are so like light. Back in with that same brown that I used in the inner and outer corner just to smudge that liner. Taking my Haus Labs felt tip liner. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in 2 medium. Finally replaced it during the sale. Desperately needed one, girl. And was holding on by the skin of its teeth. A little bit here. I only use this under eye, and it's to slightly brighten and to smooth, like give it more of a like polished, smooth look under eye. And let's compare under eye brightening powder in yellow. This is the Sublime Perfection powder. So I'm going to take a clean brush. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about the Charlotte powder? It's not necessarily an under eye setting powder, but it's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder versus the Pat McGrath under eye powder. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit more of that green liquid shadow, just a little bit at the bottom, right in the center. My Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. Okay, y'all, so we're gonna try on the Patrick Ta lip gloss that comes in the set. The name of it is Warm It Up. I'm hoping that they give us this like outside of a set. This really should be like in the permanent collection. I don't know a whole lot about just his gloss formulas regularly because I don't own a lot of his lip products. I think maybe 1 or 2. Is this a formula that he already carries? Because this is very different from like last year's formula. It leaves a high shine. It's not super sticky. It's not sticky at all. It has glitter reflex in it, but they're sort of faint. So I picked up a couple of more of the Sephora Collection 8-Hour lip liners, which I highly recommend. If you've never tried it, I think they're worth trying, especially for 30% off, and they're already a pretty affordable price. Now, my favorite shade in this is Frosted Chestnut, which let me swatch it for you. It's like a medium, I would say it's like a medium brown, cool toned. So this is a shade that I wear the most, so that's why I got a backup of this. Molasses also comes in the new liners, which I didn't have the new version of this. The one I had was the retractable version. So we're gonna try this out with the Laneige Lip Craze in the shade Cinnamon Sugar, which is like a cool tone mauve pink. So I think these two together might be nice, but let's see. If you like to smudge out your liner, you're gonna have to do it right away because these dry down really quick and they're long lasting, so it's not gonna budge. Bottom lip, I did 1/2 and then blended, and it blended a lot better than me just doing the full top and then blending. With a lip color like this, I typically would wear a liner not this deep, but let's see how it looks. So this is the applicator. It's like a balm and a gloss hybrid, really shiny, but the color payoff is like really pigmented. So the shade that you see on the outside is really the shade that it's gonna apply as. See that? Cool tone mauve. That is so pretty to me. And it smells like donuts. This looks like a Rihanna lip combo. Okay, so let's try Frosted Chestnut. and do something a little less high contrast. Y'all, I really want something with like a slight gray undertone. I've been thinking about getting the shade either grayish from MAC or either stone from MAC, which y'all, I used to wear that back in the day. That's kind of light. We're gonna go with this shade right here, which is Anastasia Beverly Hills Lip Liner in the shade Malt. That same Laneige shade with a lip brush. I love the lip color. I just feel like I need to find the perfect liner because I'm still not crazy about the liner, but I do love the lip color. So one other thing that we're able to sort of test on camera is this oil. This is the Kerastase Elixir Ultime, which is a hair oil, and I was in the market for a new hair oil. Don't let that yellow fool you in case you're blonde, because the actual oil comes out clear. It's the packaging. Scoot it back a little bit, scoot back my headband, and let's see how this oil looks. I'm mainly trying to see like what kind of shine it gives me, because a lot of the oils that I've been trying lately don't give me much of a shine. Okay, I feel like I might see a little something. So I'll update you guys because I want to see when I go outside. When I step out for the day and I'm in the car, I'm going to take another look, and I'm going to take another look in my bathroom, which gives me a little bit more realistic than these studio lights. Y'all, I really wish I had like a studio that had like natural sunlight to do makeup. I think that would be so awesome, but my window in here faces a house, so it's just a brick wall, so I don't get sunlight. So hopefully next house we live in, my window is not facing a brick wall. Unfortunately, I'm working with what I'm working with. It smells kind of like soft earthy, like soft woodsy / earthy, like a little bit green, but it's like a soft scent. So I'll keep y'all updated on this, but so far it looks cool. Like, it's better than the Sacred one for sure. A quick rundown. The One Size Ultimate Setting Powder in Translucent is a hit. It melts in the skin just like the pink one does. I actually prefer a translucent powder over the other colored powders like pink or yellow or anything like that, but I do really love the pink. So I should have did a side by side, the pink versus the translucent. So maybe on the next video we'll do that, but I'm loving this. I think it looks really good. And then the One Size Boucle Silk Powder, that just gives me this really smooth finish to the skin, like almost silky like. The new shade I got is Rich Medium Dark, so I already knew that I liked the formula. It's the shade. So again, I don't know. I'll keep you guys posted. Actually, when I leave out today, we'll get a little bit of footage to see how it looks in natural sunlight. I think this color is so much better than the dark deep color, and the foundation still looks really good. I think it's a little warmer than my skin tone, but my face is naturally warmer than my neck. So yeah. But let me know what you guys think about the color. New shade in the Makeup Forever HD Full Cover Concealer, which is 3N54. I think that is nice. It's nice for a very natural highlight. My only thing is, do I want a little bit more of a dramatic highlight than this? But for every day, I think it's perfect. Blends just as smooth. Obviously, it's the same formula. So Patrick Ta's Blush Duo and On Holiday, that comes in his blush lip gloss set. I really like it. I was kind of scared because when I swatched it on the last video on my hand, the cream seemed to go on not as smooth as she goes to the gym, but it applies smooth on my skin, y'all. So I have no complaints. I like the way it looks with the cream first and the powder on top, but I also like it with the powder first and the cream on top for a glow. So it just depends on, you know, what you feel like wearing that day. The shade is right up my alley. Again, if you have She Goes to the Gym, so similar. I wouldn't recommend getting this either unless you just desperately wanted to try the gloss, which is in the shade Warm Me Up. Really great formula, y'all. Super smooth, long lasting on the lips, and has a very high shine. Haus Labs Contour Stick. This one's in the shade Silhouette. So after my whole makeup is done, I like it. I don't have anything bad to say. I don't mind it. I don't even think I have any more cool tone, like straight up contour sticks in my collection anymore, because I started wearing the warmer shades maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I stopped buying cool shades, so it's nice to have something different. I feel like it makes me look a little bit more sculpted. I typically go for like a more blown out bronzing look or contour look. So I'm happy with the shade. It blends out like a dream. So if you feel like the other contour products that you use takes a little bit too much work or time to blend out, try this one. I would recommend using a softer tool because it blends literally with no effort like butter. The Violet FR paint. The shade is excellent. It glides on really smooth and creamy. This is really nice. I'd be interested in getting another shade. The shade I would get would be something that's like a little bit more everyday wearable, like they had like a deeper bronzier shade. I'd be interested in trying that one, but this one is beautiful to me. The Givenchy powder I feel gives very understated and effortless, something for every day, at least in the shade I got, which is 03. Subtle, very modern-esque type of bronzer, which I like. That's definitely my style. I know this style won't be for everybody. It's a little on the sheer side. It doesn't pack a super punch, but like I said, I'm okay with that. Probably if I went to the darkest shade, which is 004, it would probably be more of a statement, but I also like that I could go in with the deeper shade or any of the other shades individually if I wanted to sort of deepen it up that way. We'll try this out again on the next video. Let's go ahead and spray Danessa Myricks new liquid blurring balm, her new setting spray. Now this is one you have to press in the skin with a puff after you spray it. So do y'all see a difference between the side that I pressed in and the side I didn't press in? So that's what pressing in is gonna give you. Her setting spray definitely gives us something different that we've never truly had. So innovative, so unique, and does what it's supposed to do. So this is the look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed creating it and playing in these new goodies. I don't always love my makeup, especially when I'm trying this many new products, and I actually like the way my makeup turned out today, y'all. So what was your favorite part of the makeup and everything I used today? I'll have linked on the YouTube shopping tab or in the description box. I do want to encourage you guys to shop through those links. Unfortunately, that's the only way Sephora is gonna know Ariell sent you. And if you're new here, welcome. I'd love for you to come join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.